Okay, students, wish you all a very, very good evening. Now, step by step, you all have, yes, good evening, Patio, good evening. Duniti, good evening, Pute. Sanuka, good evening. Unaya, Dishans, very good evening. So, I think, now we have came a long way. We have completed 2 competencies. And today, we are into the second session of the 3rd competency. So do you see? Now this is how we cover the syllabus up. So I'm glad to see your comments, right? Your parents' comments, right? So as a teacher, so they are the things that which make myself, right, a satisfied person. I feel like that I'm providing, right, a valuable service, right, to you, Puta. Okay. So while I'm proud of myself, I'm proud to have a group of students like you. So you have started it nicely. Let's finish it in that particular or right in the perfect way. So I think my tutorials are doing right there. They're following, most of the students are following the tutorials. They are completing, even though you are absent, right? They are completing the tutorials and they are sending the tutorials for me to correct. Okay. Adisha. Yeah, it is still available, Puta. It is, I have shared it in the group. It is still in the group. It is available. Okay. Right. Now, children, let's move to the second session. But if you see the tutorials of mine, you will realize that they have been organized in a creative way where everybody can understand. Okay, children. So today also, I sacrificed my time to prepare a very beautiful presentation, right, to you. Okay, children. Good. So let's move to today's presentation. Right, here we go. Competency 3, session 2, business organizations. Right? Business organizations. Right? Good. Now, today's topic I'm discussing now, step by step, we are recognizing different types of or varieties of business organizations. In recognizing them, right, we are using some special facts, special points, right? So first I'm going to highlight those points. Today, I'm introducing this particular word to you, liability of a business organization, right? Liability. You will realize that today and also in the next week and 1 week after the next, I'm speaking about this word, liability. Now, what does it mean by a liability of a business? It's very simple. Liability is the way in which the owner, sometimes owners of the business, is or are obligated to repay the loans obtained from outside parties. Now look at this. It is how the owner or owners is obligated to repay the loans obtained from the outside parties. Okay, Duniti. Okay, right? Are we clear? Owner or owners is or are obligated to repay the loans. Are we clear? Good. Pute, according to this point, right, we are recognizing 2 types of liabilities related to business organization. So this point should be written, this here. the description of the liability. Then I'm going to tell you that there are two types of businesses under the concept of liabilities. Pute, the first one, there are business organizations with an unlimited liability. Okay, that means in these business organizations, the liabilities of the owners are unlimited. Shall I tell you right how it comes? The other one is businesses with a limited liability. Limited liability, unlimited liability. Right? Harida? Good. Let me share the whiteboard. Now, let's see, let's assume, right? We have a business. We have a business. Right? Here we go. This is the business we have. Right? This is the business, right? And this is the owner. Mainly a business right? This is the owner of the business, right? Now, let's say, now we are speaking about unlimited liability. No? Unlimited. Sorry, unlimited liability. Now, let's say this business is going to wind off. This business is bankrupted. Now the business is going to close down. Business is about to close down, right? Now listen to me, right? I think you know why a business is closing down, because no sales, right? Not enough assets to settle the liabilities. Now assume like this, Puta. At the date of the winding off, the assets of the business, let's say the assets of the business, comprised with assets worth rupees 150,000. Right? I'm speaking about the unlimited liability concept. Okay. As at the date of closing down, this business has assets worth 150. And do you know the same business has liabilities worth 200,000? The mar ready with me, right? The assets of the business is 150,000. Liabilities is 200,000. Okay, you don't know about these two words yet. Let me explain it when we get to the fourth competency. It means liabilities are the payables of the business. Assets are the things which belongs to the business. Right? Now, what I'm telling you here is this. Now you can easily understand the assets which owned by this business is not sufficient to settle the liabilities. As the liability of the owner is unlimited, do you know what you have to do? Right? First, you can settle 150,000 from this 200,000. Right? But still, it remains 50,000. It remains 50,000. Do you know? Right? As your liability is unlimited, the owner's liability is unlimited, owner has, right, even to sacrifice his personal assets to settle this external liability. That is what you mean by unlimited liability. Am I clear with you, Puta? Am I clear with you? Right. This is the easiest way of making it. This is more than enough. When if the owner is responsible to settle the liabilities, even by sacrificing his own wealth, the liability of the business, right, is unlimited. Am I clear with you, Buddha? Am I clear with you? Right. Let's get back to the presentation. I have just stated here, right? A liability is a way in which the owner or owners of the business is or are obligated to repay the loans obtained from outside parties. Now, let's say you have a business, right? And I have given a loan worth 200,000 to you. 200,000. But in your assets that your business is about to close down, but at that point, your assets, you have only the assets worth 150,000. You can't just say, sir, I have only 150,000. I can't settle that 50,000. No, you can't. If your business is a business with an unlimited liability, you have to settle the entire loan, even by sacrificing your personal assets. But if it is not, if your business's liability is limited, you can settle with it with up to the amount that you have as your assets. Understood? Now let's recognize the business organizations with an unlimited liability. There are a number of business organizations. It means where the owner has to settle the liabilities even by using his personal assets. First one, sole proprietorships. It is an example of a business organization with an unlimited liability. Then partnerships. In partnerships also, the liability is unlimited. Then government departments. Right? I think there is a question here. What are the business organizations with an unlimited? These are the answers for that question. Right? Okay. Dishans, let me move to the slide again. Government departments. By examples, Department of Police, Department of Examination, Department of Railways. They have an unlimited liability. Okay. Not only that. We have 3 businesses with an unlimited liability. Sole proprietorships, partnerships, and government departments. Okay. Good. Let's move to the next question. Businesses with a limited liability. First one, incorporated companies. For incorporated companies, their liability is limited for what they have invested in the business. That's it. Okay. Incorporated companies. Second is cooperative societies. Okay. Cooperative societies. Right. Next one. Now Duniti is asking questions, sir, in the partnership, how do both owners, Putana, listen to me, in a partnership, there are more than 2 partners sometimes. There may be more than 2 partners, right? There is a method, right? There is a sharing ratio. There are profit sharing ratios. We are discussing about the partnerships in accounting for partnerships in A levels only, right? Because it is a little bit complicated, right? Normally, it is shared in the ratio of sharing profits and losses. Duniti? Harida? Good. So, this is the next example. So these are the businesses with a limited liability: incorporated companies, cooperative societies, and state companies. Okay, Bhute? Good. It is the first concept. What is it? Liability. It is how the owners are obligated to settle the loans of the outside parties. I'm speaking about this one now. Legal personality. Another beautiful one. Right? Legal personality of the business organizations. Do you know the meaning of it? The ability of a business to operate under its own name is called legal personality. Let me explain. The ability of a business to operate under its own name. Pute, I think you know that if a business can appear by its own name in front of the law. I have a business. You are an employee of my business. If my business doesn't have the legal personality, listen to me, if you want to file a case, right, against my business, you can't do it. Why? My business doesn't have a legal personality. Then what you can do? You can't file a case against my business, but you can file a case against the owner of the business, against me. What is the reason? Because the business organization doesn't have a legal personality. Therefore, right, the business can't appear, right, himself or itself as a person in front of the law. Now let's think like this way. I have a business. That business has the legal personality. Then what you can do? You can file a case, right, against the name of my business. If you have a legal personality, you can engage with contracts. Let's say you have a business. That business organization has a legal personality. You can enter into the contract. Let's say your business name is ABC Holdings. So since your business has the legal personality, you can enter into the contracts to purchase the assets, to provide or to distribute a sale. You can enter into that agreement by using the name of your business. But if you do not have the legal personality, you can't do it. What does it mean? The ability of a business to operate under its own name is called legal personality. Right. Again, based on this condition, we can classify the business organizations under two arrangements. In fact, there are two types of legal personalities, right? First one, businesses with legal personality. Businesses without legal personality. Businesses with and businesses without. Write this down. Now in April, I think you start your schools, then it is very easy, right? Because this time the teachers have a difficult task, because they have to complete your syllabus most probably within 9 months. It's a big task. Let's see what would the government say. So you have this particular advantage, take the maximum out of it. Now let's see the examples of business organizations with a legal personality. That means these business organizations are recognized as a person, right? An artificial person in front of the law. I repeat, I'm going to list down a few examples. These business organizations are recognized as an artificial person in front of the law. Okay. First one, incorporated companies. These are the businesses with a legal personality. In fact, that is the answer for question number 18. 18, huh? Incorporated companies. Incorporated companies. Second one, cooperative societies. Cooperative societies. Cooperative societies. Cooperative societies. Third, state corporations. State corporations. State corporations. These are the examples of businesses with a legal personality. Then, right? Let's recognize the businesses without a legal personality. Do we have business like that? Yes, we have. First one, sole proprietorships. Sole proprietorships do not have a legal personality. Okay, sole proprietorships. Second, partnerships. Partnerships do not have a legal personality. Okay. Third one, government departments. Government departments do not have a legal personality. These are the businesses without a legal personality. Harida? Right. Next one, next important fact I'm going to discuss is Pute, continued existence. It means if something happens to the owner, does the operations of the business is going to be ceased? Again, stopped. Okay, let's say, right, an owner of the business is expired. That means died. What would happen to the business? Can it runs its operations, or the business is going to be ceased? Let's explain it like this way. Continued existence, there's another word for this, perpetual succession. But mostly in O levels we use this one. Continued existence is the continuation of a business despite the death or bankruptcy of its owners. Okay, what happens to the business if the owner dies? Does it carry can it runs the operations or not? Under this aspect, we can recognize the businesses under two arrangements. First one, there are businesses with a continued existence, and there are businesses without a continued existence. With or without. With or without. Businesses without a continued existence and businesses with a continued existence. Okay. Pute, let's recognize a few examples for businesses with a continued existence. Businesses with a continued existence. First one, incorporated companies are not finished. Sorry. මංගිත ඉවරත් ඇති කියලා ඔයගොල්ලෝ. මොකක්ද දන්නේ? ඉක්මනට ලියන්න ඕන. හරි ඉක්මනට ලියා ගන්න. Okay, darling. Harida. Right, Pute. Okay, Adisha. Now let's move to recognize the business organizations with a continued existence. Right. First one, incorporated companies. So, Puta, for incorporated companies, even if the bankruptcy of the owners, right, still the business can continue. Right. Next one, cooperative societies. Right, Puta, making members. There are no owners, members. Right, Puta, excuse me. Right, let's start. Cooperative societies. Next one is state corporations. State corporations, they have a continued existence. Not only that, government departments do have a continued existence. Harida, right? So these are the examples of business organizations with a continued existence. Because number of questions can be presented based on this particular point. Right? You will given with 4 business organizations out of them, which has a continued existence. You must be in a position to select it. Hari, right. Pute, still you are writing? Children, now let's identify the businesses without a continued existence. Do we have? Yes. Puta, listen to me. Sole proprietorships do not have a continued existence. That is what the law says. If the owner expires, if the owner is bankrupted, automatically the business is closed down. And partnerships. The partnerships also, right, doesn't have a continued existence. Duniti, in a partnership, there are, listen to me, 2 to 20 partners. Minimum is 2, maximum is 20. Right? But still, there is no continued existence in a partnership. Right? So these are the examples of, right, them. Now we have discussed about 3 concepts today: liability, legal personality, and continued existence. I give you a few minutes. Check whether you have written all of them. Right? Let's move to our next topic. Business organizations. I'm discussing about, okay, Ashane, right? According to the syllabus, we have to recognize, right, number of business organizations, and we are starting the first one today. That is, right, business organizations according to the syllabus, we have to identify the following business organizations in detail. First one, sole proprietorships. Here, write out the first one, sole proprietorships. Sole proprietorships. Okay. Next, partnerships. 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 Number 3, cooperative societies. Cooperative societies. Number 4, associations. Cooperative societies, associations, right? The next is state corporations. State corporations. Right. Now, what was the last thing we written? Have you written other associations? Sorry. State corporations. State corporations. Next one. Government departments. Government departments. Government departments. Right. So that is what we discuss in detail. That is state companies. We don't discuss about that in detail. Right? Good. So today I'm introducing, right, the first type of business organization, that is sole proprietorships. This is the business organization where, or let me say, this is the oldest type of business organization. It is the oldest type of that's all, right? Sole proprietorships, partnerships, okay, cooperative societies. Number 3, associations, state corporations and government departments. We don't have these two. That's all we have. 6. We are discussing, right, the first only 6 types of business organizations in detail. Remember that. Only 6 types. Right? So the first one is sole proprietorships. This business organization is the business organization which has longest history. Right? Longest history. Right? Those who have gone through the Bible, right? Catholic lama innawa na ogolu dakala athi. Even in the Bible we have these businesses. The business which is owned by a single person. Neda? Ona tarantina. Right? Even in Buddhism we have this business organization. That is long time ago. The businesses which is owned by a single person. Hari? Okay, sole proprietorships. This is how I am introducing a sole proprietorship to you. Right? Right? Abhi state companies gana kata karani ne. Harida puta. Right? Sorry pute. Have I missed something here? Did I tell you the incorporated companies? These are the organizations we are discussing in detail. Again, listen to me. Sole proprietorships, partnerships, incorporated companies, cooperative societies. If I miss something, please write that down. Associations, state corporations, government departments, and we don't discuss about this one. Make it the don't write the state companies. Without that, you have to write the next. There are 7. I think I didn't tell you the incorporated companies. Yeah. There are 7 business organizations to be discussed in detail. And today we are starting the first one. We complete the first one, in fact. What is it? Sole proprietorships. What do we mean by a sole proprietorship? Sole means single. Single. And proprietorship means ownership. Sole means single. Proprietorship means ownership. Therefore, if a business is owned by a single person, that is simply recognized as sole proprietorships. Look at this. Sole proprietorship is a business organization which is owned and controlled by a single person, and that liability, liability is also held by the same person. Understood? Sole proprietorship is a business organization which is owned and controlled by a single person, and the liability is also held by the same person. Understood? Understood, Puta? Right. Now, this is one of the this is the most common type of business organization too. Just one person is there. He is the person who has invested capital. He is the person who make decisions regarding the business. Sometimes he himself is acting as the employee. If you have a shop close by, a small shop, the owner, manager, sometimes the employee is the same person. So that organization type is very simple. Right? Good. So this is how you recognize or define a sole proprietorship. What is it, Puta? It's a business organization which is owned and controlled by a single person, and also the liability is also held by the same person. Isn't it? Pute. This is the most common type of business organization which can be seen in the world. The reason is, to start up a business organization under the sole proprietorship is very simple. Harima lazy. Right? Good. This is the most common type of business organization which can be seen in the world. And let me add a footnote here. Yes, Dishans, you have to write them. You must write them. You have to write them, Puta. The success of the business depends on the skills and dedication of its owner. Right? Listen to me. The success of this business depends on the skills and the dedication of its owner. Are we clear? Right. Good. Now, if you want to start up a sole proprietorship, listen to me. You are the only person who thinks about your business. So the success of your business is purely depending on your skills and your dedication. Right? Hari? Right. Let's recognize characteristics of a sole proprietorship. First one, ownership is held with a single person. You have to write them here. Characteristics. Characteristics of a sole proprietorship. Right? Ownership is held with a single person. Second, capital is introduced by a single person. Agreed? Yep. Capital is introduced by a single person. Third, decisions are made by a single person. Right? Ownership is with a single person. Capital is introduced by a single person. Decisions are made by a single person. You can understand, by the same person. By the same person. Okay? Then, no legal personality. In a sole proprietorships, we have no legal personality. There is no legal personality. In front of the law, a sole proprietorship is not identified as a legal person. See? Right. Next one. unlimited liability. I think I gave this to you. In a sole proprietorship, the liability is unlimited. The owner's liability is unlimited. Next one. No continued existence. If something happens to the owner, that will be the end of the business. Okay. No continued existence. No continued existence. Right? Next one. Profit is individually enjoyed by the sole proprietor. If there is a profit, that is totally or completely owned by the owner, sole proprietor. And don't forget the other side. The risk and the losses must be borne by the sole proprietor. Understood? Understood, Pudha? And look at the next one. Registration is not compulsory. Registration is not compulsory. All right, we are discussing about that point today, right? Not today, later. Sorry, other man kata karna sole proprietorship registration. Registration is not compulsory. And the owner can discontinue the business at any time he likes. Because, right, the decisions are made by the same person. If he thinks to stop the business today, he can do it. How many characteristics are there? Right? Harida? Right. Okay. Good. Have you finished this? Characteristics. Let's move to Pudha, advantages. What are the advantages of business? Sorry, sole proprietorship. Advantages. First one. It is very easy to start and to dissolve. I told you this previously, right? Easy to start, easy to dissolve. You don't want to worry about that. Yep. Second one, profit is all belong to the owner. The owner can enjoy the total profits. See, advantage. Next, privacy of the business information is secured. Why? There are no other parties inside. Only you are there. So privacy of the information is secured. Harida? Another advantage. Right? Next one. You can make, if you are a sole proprietor, you can make your own decisions. Independent decision making. You don't want to ask anyone else. If you like, you can implement. Independent decision making. ඔක්කොම පාඩම් කරගන්න පැටියෝ. සුනාලි ඉන්නවනේද පන්තියේ? සුනාලි නේද? Yes. Sorry, Sanuli. I think you are writing the note, darling, huh? Triptika, Vibhu. Good. What else? Less legal influences. Right, Pudha? For the sole proprietorship, we have a very less number of legals, laws. Niti hari aduwen tinne meකට. Less number of rules are there. That is why you can start and dissolve it the way you like. right? Less legal influences. Got it? These are the advantages. If there are advantages, there will be disadvantages too. Make a disadvantages. Disadvantages. Have you written this? Advantages. Otherwise, if you have missed something, don't be afraid. You will get the recorded session soon. Right? Right? Now, disadvantages. First one, unlimited liability, isn't it? If something happens to the business, the owner's personal wealth also should be sacrificed to settle the outside loans. A disadvantage. Next one, difficulty in raising capital. How it is a disadvantage, Puta? You are the only person who is there to, right, invest capital. So there is a limit for you. So you will find it difficult to expand your business since you are the only person, right, responsible in providing the capital. A disadvantage. Third, your business do not have a continued existence. A disadvantage. No continued existence. Right. Next one. No legal personality. Another disadvantage. No legal personality. Okay. No legal personality. Pute, do you know? On one side, right, when you can make your own decisions, advantage. But look at this point. Individual decisions can be unsuccessful sometimes, right? Because you're the only person, right, who is making that particular decision. You see it only from your viewpoint, as you can understand, right? Therefore, sometimes, right, the probability of becoming that particular decision unsuccessful is high. Understood? Because that decision is made by a single person. I told you, this is a lifelong subject. I'm teaching this subject not just targeting your levels. Because directly or indirectly, every one of you will involve in a business one day. Remember me at that time. Business can. Right. The risk has to be borne by the sole proprietor individually. The risk should be borne by the sole proprietor. That is, you can't shift. You can't transfer the risk to anyone else. You should borne it. These are the list of disadvantages. බලන්න පුතා මගේ ප්‍රෙපරේෂන් එක බලන්න. පුතාලත් ඒ වගේම ලෑස්ති වෙන්න පාඩම් කරගන්න. හරි? Good. Let's move to, I told you, registration. But I told you that the registration is not compulsory. But I told you, no, this subject is a practical one, right? Although the registration is not compulsory, right? There are sometimes, right? There are times where you have to register your sole proprietorship. Registration. I'm telling you, I'm explaining where to register, how to register. Everything will be taught here. And I think it will be helpful to each and every one of you in future. But listen to me. It is said above that the registration of a sole proprietorship is not mandatory. Yani now we are in here. It is said about that the registration, it is said that the registration of a sole proprietorship is not mandatory. Please highlight this part. Right? But do you know? Look at this point. If a sole proprietorship is conducting in a different name other than the full name of its own. Now let's say my name is Mahesh Dilhan Fernando. If I have a business and the name of the business is Mahesh Dilhan Fernando Traders, we don't want to register the name of the business. Why? The name of the business is 100% similar to the full name of the owner. But I think you can understand that can't be done in Sri Lanka. Therefore, right, if you are using a different name other than the full name of the owner, it is mandatory to register the name. But still, this is not done by most of the sole proprietorships. So they face number of disadvantages. Disadvantages. Therefore, if the name of your business is different with the full name, Mahesh Traders ki tibbat de. Mahesh Dilhan Fernando Traders. If that is there, registration is not compulsory. But if I'm using other fancy name other than my personal name, it is mandatory to register the name of the business. Okay, look at this. Registration, registration of sole proprietorships is done as per, highlight this act number, make act ekak, rule ekak. Business names registration ordinance number 6 of 1918. Make highlight karaganna. What is the rule? Law එක මොකක්ද? Business names registration ordinance number 6 of 1980. And don't forget the other part also. Subjected to the මෙන්න මේකත් highlight කරගන්න. Rules of the relevant provincial councils. ඒක ලියලා නැද්ද පුතේ? Right? Haven't I given this? මේ තියෙන්නේ. Right? මෙතන අපිට ලියන්න පුළුවන්. හරි? ඒක ලියන්න. ඒක අනිවාර්යයෙන්ම ලියන්න. Right? In here you should write it. Here. After this point with the red pen you should write it. With the red pen. අනිවාර්යයෙන්ම ලියන්න ඕනේ ඒක. හරිද? You write it in here. Okay? Dishans? Right? You can use this space to write this down with the red pen. Red pen. Okay, Puta? Let me show you that. Registration of sole proprietorship is done as per Business Names Registration Ordinance number 6 of 1918, subjected to the rules of the relevant provincial councils. අපි පළාත් සභා කියලා කියන්නේ. දන්නව නේද? ඒ පළාත් සභාවේ තියෙන right නීති වලට යටත්. Have you written this? Now listen to me very, very carefully. It is important to කවුරුත් මේක මෙහෙම හිතන්න එපා. By registering the name of a sole proprietorship, it never receives the legal personality. Okay? Inherently, sole proprietorships do not have a legal personality. Therefore, you don't receive it either by registering the name. It is important to note that the registration of sole proprietorship will not provide a legal personality. I think it is there in the tutorial, right? It is there, the tutorial. Yes. Will not provide a legal personality. See how many things you have learned today. Tavatino ibarane. Harida, tavatino. Right. Let's move to this question. Can someone guess the answer for this one, this question? Anyone in the class? When කියන එකට උත්තරයක්. අහගන්න. This is the question. When is it required to register the name of a sole proprietorship? I think you know the answer. When sole proprietorship is conducting in a different name other than the full name of its owner, that is the point where we have to register the name. මේකයි උත්තරේ. When sole proprietorship is conducting in a different name other than the full name of its owner, it is mandatory to register the name of the business. This is where a name of a sole proprietorship is required to be registered. Okay. Good. Let's give me an example. Saman Pereira has started a bookshop on 1st of January 2021. He named his business as Saman Pereira Bookshop. His personal name, and this is the name of the business. It is 100% equal. Therefore, business of Saman Pereira is not required to be registered. Since the name of the business is identical with the full name of the owner. Understood? Understood? But look at the second example. Rangika Fernando has started a beauty salon on 1st of January 2021. She named her business as Rangi Salon. Name of the owner, name of the business. It is different. So in this occasion, the name of the business Rangi Salon is required to be registered as the name is different with the full name of the owner. Am I clear with you? Right? Yes, Ashen. If the name of the business is right equal to the full name of the owner, the registration is not compulsory. Are we clear, Ashen? Harida? Full name එක තියෙන්නම ඕන. Right. Now, let's get back to the next question. අපි ඊළඟ ප්‍රශ්නේ මොකද්ද? Process of registering a sole proprietorship. මෙන්න එක පොඩ්ඩක් අහගෙන ඉන්න. චුට්ටක් තේරුම් ගන්න අමාරුයි. අහගන්න. පුතේ, step 1. You have to go to the nearest divisional secretariat office. හරිද? ප්‍රාදේශීය ලේකම් කාර්යාලය කියන්නේ අපි. You have to go there. And what you should do is, you have to obtain the following application forms. මේවා තියෙන්නේ මේක ඇතුලේ. What is it? Application form to register the business name and application to obtain the report from the grama niladhari. හරිද දන්නවා නේද ඒවා? grama niladhari දන්නවනේ. It is the first step. Right? So, I think you have to write the note like this way. හරිද? මෙන්න මේකට උත්තරේ තියෙන්නේ. From where the applications has to be collected to register the name of sole proprietorship. What is the answer? Divisional relevant divisional secretariat office. හරිද? The answer for question number 26 is divisional secretariat office. Then what are the applications that forms that you have to obtain? මම මෙතන කිව්වේ මේ තියෙන්නේ. You have to obtain the answer for question number, right? 27 is this. Application forms to register the business name and applications for the to obtain the report from the grama niladhari. These are the two applications forms where we have to obtain. And do you know the next step? Next step is to visit the Grama Niladhari and receive his approval. You can complete this by your own. But you have to get the approval of the Grama Niladhari. You have to get his report. Okay, it's the second step. Right? Harida? Second step. Onna meka puthe passe pituwe passe podiyata adagatta prashnayak naha when you watch the recorded session. And the next step is revisit the divisional secretariat office and submit the approval of Grama Niladhari and the duly completed business names registration form. And after that, you can collect the certificate of registration from the divisional secretariat office. Fourth step. හරිද පුතා? ඔන්න තියෙනවා steps. මම කැමති පැටියෝ මම මේක අඳින්න ඉඩ තියලා නැහැ. මම පුතාලා මේක පස්සේ හරි අඳ ගන්නවා නම් මම ගොඩක් කැමති. Right? So if you pages 5 නම් එහා පැත්තේ ඉඩ තියෙන්න එපා අනිවාර්යයෙන්ම නේ. මොකද එහා පැත්තේ තියෙනවනේ 6 කියලා page එකක්. Because there are two sides on a page. So to write this particular note, process of registering, right, in that particular page when you watch a recorded session. See, it's very simple. Very simple. Puta, next one. Important facts regarding the registering a sole proprietorship. Puta haganna. The authorized officer can put a person. The authorized officer to register the name of the business name is registrar of the respective provincial council. Harida, make a register karanne kawuda business එක? You are handing over the documents to divisional secretariat office. But the authorized officer to register the name is who? The registrar of the respective provincial council. Registrar of the respective provincial council. That is the answer for Pute, question number 29. Who is the authorized officer? Registrar of the relevant provincial council. Onnotika hariyatama hari puta. There are no mistakes in this answer. So study them. If you want a better result, please go through it. You can collect the applications forms from divisional secretariat office. You have to hand them over to there. And the authorization is given by the registrar of the respective provincial council. Any questions? 28 එකට උත්තරේ මොකද්ද? Right, 28 මොකද්ද? ඒක මම කියලා දෙන්නම්. හරි? Within 14 days. මම කියලා දෙන්න පොඩ්ඩක් ඉන්න එක තියෙනවා පල්ලෙහා මම හිතන්නේ. Within 14 days you have to get the answer. Right? මේ තියෙන්නේ. All the applications have to be submitted within 14 days of commencing the sole proprietorship. If your business name is different with your full name, you have to submit this particular applications form within 14 days of commencing the sole proprietorship. The answer is 14 days. කොහොමද තියාගන්න? දවස් 14යි තියෙන්නේ. හරිද පැටියෝ? Within 14 days. The application forms must be submitted to where? Divisional Secretariat Office. Puteh. This is the answer for question number 28. 28. This is the answer for question number 29. Now let's see. What are the advantages of registering the name of the business? Advantages. First one, it provides an identity and recognition. It provides an, okay, not and, an identity and recognition. You will get a recognition to your business. Next one, provides the ownership of the business name. So no one can use your name of the business. When it is registered, it is for you, right? Provides the ownership of the business name. Next, it provides a qualification to receive government incentives. Government if your business is registered, you will receive those incentives. And the last one, right? When your name is registered, it is very easy to apply and obtain the loans. Nayaganna harima lazy. But please note that I have never said that the sole proprietorship obtains legal personality. Right? Don't ever. Do we receive legal personality by registering the name of a sole proprietorship? No. The answer is a steady and big no. You never receive it. So don't study it like that way. These are the right advantages of registering the name of the business. In fact, this is the answer for activity number 30, 31, the last question of the day. The answer for question number 30 is also right. A registrar of right certificate of registration, right? It is a registrar of the relevant provincial council. Both 29 and 30. Hari authorize karannet ya, issue karannet ya. Harida hondata පාඩම් කරගන්න මේ පිටුව අනිවාර්යයෙන්ම ප්‍රශ්න එන්න පුළුවන්. ඔන්නම ඔක්කොම ටික සාමාන්‍යයෙන් මේක පුතා අපි ටෙක්ස්ට් බුක් එකේ බැලුවා තැනින් තැන මේවා තියෙනවා. ඔක්කොම එක තැනකට අරන් තිනවා යාට. තාම ටෙක්ස්ට් බුක් එක හම්බුන්නේ නැහනේ. හරි. හොඳ ටෙක්ස්ට් බුක් එක හම්බුනම් බලන්න මේකේ දේවල් පුතා එක තැන්වල තියෙන්නේ. So I've collected them into one page. So you can go through all these answers and please prepare yourselves. Okay, children? Good. So this is the end of the second session. Right? You can watch this recorded session again. Session take the right advantages of it. Right? So the next week we are starting partnerships. So do not miss out the session. And some students have not paid for February. I think I have informed them personally also, right? If you have not paid, please settle the fees and please send me the deposit details. So please make the payment in time. Right? You have 1 month. It is not required to be made on the first week. No, not required. But any day you like, don't wait until I inform you personally. That is not nice, no? If I'm informing you regarding the payments, that is not nice. Okay? So don't let me remind you. It is 1,000 rupees. So very less charge. So please make the deposit in time. Okay, children? Thank you very much. That's all for today. God bless you.
Thank you, sir.
Binon, so for the moment, you don't want to purchase any book, right? But when we start accounting, definitely you have to purchase a CR book. Okay, Binon? Okay, Buddha. Right. Welcome. God bless you. God bless.